Introducing iPhone 11 Pro.
Shut up, Tim Apple. You're drawing attention away from the smartphone news that people should actually care about this week. Come September 16th, we'll finally be getting Generation 5 Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And honestly, I am really hyped for this. So before we go any further, welcome to Master Trainer, where I like to cover anything and everything Pokemon related. Lately, since I've either been doing a lot of work from home or sitting all day in my university classes, I've needed a way to force myself to be active again. My solution? Playing a lot of Pokemon Go. Here's my friend code if you want to add me, by the way. Along with being really into Pokemon Go again, I should also mention that my favorite Pokemon games were, are, and likely will always be the Generation 5 games, specifically Pokemon Black version 2. I just love the Unova region itself, the characters, the new Pokemon designs, the music, and just so much about this game just hits the perfect spot for me. I could honestly talk about it for hours. But, you know, I'm not, since today we're talking about Pokemon Go, and more so about how Pokemon from the Unova region are going to start appearing in Pokemon Go come September 16th. So what do we know about the rollout of Unova Pokemon in Pokemon Go so far? Well, on September 10th, the official Pokemon Go Twitter accounts posted a picture of a silhouette of Snivy, and then began to drip feed information to media outlets. What was odd about this is that, though the grass-type starter Pokemon Snivy was used for the promo images, it's not actually going to be in the initial lineup for the Gen 5 update. Also, does anyone remember back before Pokemon Black and White came out when everyone referred to this little guy as Smugleaf? Good times. Anyways, you're probably curious about what Pokemon will be available once the update drops worldwide on the 16th. Well, to start off, we're only going to have 8 Unova Pokemon spanning 3 different evolutionary lines, with the rest of the Unova region's Pokemon to be added in over time. The Pokemon we'll have to start are Patrat, which evolves into Watchog, Klink, which evolves into Clang then Klinklang, and my personal favorite of these, Lillipup, which evolves into Herdier, and finally, Stoutland. This is going to be a worldwide release on the 16th. Despite the Unova region being based off of the United States, there's nothing planned, like no events or anything for North America or the US specifically to commemorate it, but also, that's okay, I'm all for worldwide releases. But also, there's no exact time given so far as to when the update will go live. All we know for sure is that it's just going to drop sometime on the 16th. With that said, there is a new item that's been announced that will also come with this update. The Unova Stone. Much like the previously introduced Sinnoh Stone, the Unova Stone allows Pokemon that, in the main games, have odd evolutionary requirements to evolve with just the use of this simple item. Of course, as implied by the name, this new item, which initially can only be obtained by randomly completing field research or winning PvP trainer battles, can only be used on a few Unova originating Pokemon. Which ones exactly is unclear, though I'd imagine that this could potentially be used to get the likes of Swoobat, Lilligant, Whimsicott, and Cinccino. Cinccino? Am I pronouncing that right? Anyways, what Pokemon do you think the stone could be used to obtain? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, Game Freak, take a cue from Niantic here. It's okay to give old Pokemon new evolutionary methods. Please let me get a Leafeon by using a Leaf Stone Sword and Shield. But anyways, with that, that's everything that's confirmed about the rollout of the Unova update for Pokemon Go. Will we get Pokemon such as the mythical Victini via raids? Will I finally be able to make my player character look like my anime boy crush N? I certainly hope so, but with that, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to Master Trainer to keep updated on anything and everything Pokemon, stay classy, and I'll see you next time.